Of all the comforting sounds on a Sunday evening, the theme music to the BBC's Antiques Roadshow might just be one of the most beloved. It's a tune that promises stories, whispers of history, and just maybe the life-changing discovery that the dusty old thing in your attic is a long-lost treasure. We watch, perched on the edge of our sofas, sharing in the quiet hope of every person who stands before the experts. And every so often, an object so wonderfully strange, so full of personality, comes along that it reminds us exactly why we love the show. This is the story of one such object, a teapot. But not just any teapot. This was a teapot with a tale to tell, a quirky, aquatic drama captured in ceramic form. Imagine the scene. A guest, a friendly-faced man, stands nervously but hopefully, clutching a piece of his family's history. It's a familiar sight on the roadshow, but the item he places on the table before expert Surat Ahmed is anything but ordinary. The camera zooms in and we see it, a fantastically bizarre teapot designed as a large green and gray fish, its mouth wide open as it consumes a smaller pinkish fish. The smaller fish's tail, flicking upwards in its final moments, cleverly forms the spout. You can't help but smile. It's whimsical, a little macabre, and utterly captivating. Expert Surat Ahmed's eyes lit up with the genuine delight of a man who has seen it all but is still capable of being surprised. He leaned in, his fascination palpable. "This looks like a mystery of the sea," he began, his voice laced with intrigue. He wasn't just looking at a teapot, he was looking at a story. The guest, beaming with a mixture of pride and curiosity, shared what he knew. This wasn't a random car boot find, this was a legacy. "It's understood he was involved in making 7 of these," he explained, speaking of his great-grandfather, the artisan behind this ceramic marvel. The quest wasn't just about money, it was about connection. He wanted to know more about the man who had crafted this piece, to understand the world he lived in. "I would just like to know whether anyone knows the origins of the teapot," he added, a plea for history as much as for valuation. Surat nodded, his mind already piecing together the clues. "The idea of this is very Victorian," he confirmed, instantly transporting us back to the 1860s and 1870s. He gently pointed out the technical details that made his expert heart sing, the tin-glazed colors, the wonderful shades of grays and greens that gave the predator fish its lifelike texture, and the surprising pop of pink on the inside, a hidden flash of beauty. He painted a vivid picture of the era that birthed such a creation. It was a time of immense curiosity and change. Darwin had shaken the world with his theories, and society was obsessed with the natural world. This was all the rage in the 1860s and 1870s, Sir had elaborated. Animalia was huge and novelty was huge, so put the two together and you come out with a fish eating a fish to create a spout. It wasn't just about function, it was about fun, about having a conversation starter in your parlor. It was a piece of art that served a purpose and sparked a debate. You could almost imagine the guest's great-grandfather, a craftsman with a twinkle in his eye, meticulously shaping the clay, proud of his wonderfully weird and clever design. "I think it's so much fun," Sirhat concluded with a warm smile, sharing in the joy of the object. Then came the moment every guest and viewer holds their breath for. The valuation. The quiet hush, the expert's thoughtful pause, and then the numbers that can change everything. At auction, Sirhat declared, £300, £500 any day of the week. A wave of relief and delight washed over the guest's face. It was a wonderful result for a cherished family heirloom. But the expert wasn't finished. The story of the 7 teapots had piqued his interest. That detail, the provenance, the hint of a limited collection, was the key. "If we could get some more information," Sirhat added, the excitement building in his voice, "you could easily double or triple that number." The possibility hung in the air. A valuation potentially soaring to £1,500 or more, all because of a family story. The guest, letting out a laugh of pure, unadulterated shock and joy, delivered the perfect response. "I won't be serving tea in it for a while, that's for certain," he retorted, his eyes sparkling. In that moment, the quirky teapot transformed from a beloved family oddity into a treasured and valuable legacy. This is the magic of the Antiques Roadshow, isn't it? It's not just about the staggering lottery win valuations, though those moments are undeniably thrilling. Just recently, Another guest was left utterly speechless when a vase he'd casually picked up for a mere £20 was valued by expert Stephen Moore. Moore, almost lost for words himself, called the glorious piece a work of art, as good as any painting.